Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. I am very sorry. It's been a while since you actually saw me and talking about a plant. Hi Ziva. Been very busy with work, very busy with the boys, very busy with my oldest because he had a birthday and now he's got his driver's license, or beginners. And we had we had a couple of deaths in the family. My geriatric cat Tia, the old one, she passed away in the middle of August. She was 17, so she had a long life. And then a month later, we had a bit of a shock and surprise when we lost Gwen. You probably saw her more. She was the little orange one that was always in the videos. We still don't know how she ended up with kidney failure. So yeah, we had a couple of losses. And then we also gained a cat too. We rescued a cat in August 8th. Yeah, an acquaintance of mine was moving and he couldn't take his cat with him. And she's 10. So a lot of people they want kittens, they don't want old cats. So we took her and now we have Nifty. There is also talk from my youngest about maybe getting another cat, so then we're back to the even 7 because we're at 6 now. And we're humming and hawing, and maybe I'll think about it. In the meantime, we'll donate to the local cat rescue. We did when Tia passed away. We'll do it again for Gwen. And that's pretty much what has been going on. So yeah, that's why I've been kind of away. But I'm back now, because now we have to talk about this guy. My Stromanthe Triostar, or tricolor Stromanthe, or Stromanthe Talia, or Stromanthe sanguinea, yeah, because sanguinea is Latin for blood red, and that's for the way the backs of these leaves get sometimes. Now she's had a pretty rough time since you last seen her when we first bought her in our last Port Hawkesbury plant video shop, bean trip. Yeah, I've had the thrips run rampant through my house and upstairs. Like you can see some of the thrips damage there on some of the leaves. And then Raymond thought he could help me by cutting some of the crispy edges off. I said, no, don't do that. It's still gonna crisp like this one is. Right here. Yeah, and I don't think she needs to be up potted, but because I did underwater her a little bit, not a lot. Like it was weird. Like I overwatered some plants and I underwatered others while I was working, which is terrible. And then also when I'm working, it seems like the thrips take over. So I'm thinking next spring, because at this time of year, I'm not working as much. I can keep on track of everything. I remember to, as soon as it's dark, to start spraying everybody. So I'm thinking this coming spring when I go back to work, I'll get beneficial insects to take care of my thrips while I'm working. But yeah, she did. Now a lot of times when this happens, it isn't necessarily because it's outgrowing the pot, it's because it's searching for water. So what I might do is we're gonna take her out of the pot, look at the roots, and it's either put her back in or I'm gonna go get a 7. So we'll wait and see. So I will be a bit headless for the video. And what I'm going to start doing, because I'm going to point you down now because I'm going to show you, instead of throwing out my dirt, like it will eventually be thrown out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to recycle it. So my cats always get cat grass, and instead of using my good soil for it, we are just going to give them the recycled soil. So then that way the dirt gets used again and I'm not wasting my good stuff. Okay, now for a little bit of information about Stromanthe, the Stromanthe Triostar. These guys are part of the Marantaceae family, so the same family as Marantas and Calatheas. That's why they can be quite finicky. And slowly pull them out. There we go. So yeah, as you can see now that I got, it's not overtly root bound. It was just searching for water, so we'll put it back in the same pot. Yeah, and they are native to Brazil. It's also one of the reasons why they're considered a finicky plant and hard to grow, because like Calatheas, they need lots of requirements to grow. Yeah, because if you can do everything perfect, they will grow for years and be very gorgeous for you. Yeah, and these are also a flowering plant. They make like red, almost magenta-like flowers, and they kind of look like hosta flowers or like those tube-like flowers. And it's mostly hummingbirds that will pollinate them, but bees can too. It's just, it seems to be like the hummingbirds do the most of it. I don't know if I'm there quite yet, but the types of roots these guys grow is the rhizomes type. So you can't really propagate these from like clippings or whatnot. You have to separate them. Like, see how there's a bunch here, there's a bunch there, and here and here. You have to separate them all to get another plant or to make more of this plant. Let's see, what else? Now, they can be as tall as 6 feet, or about 1.8 meters, or as small as 20 centimeters, 8 inches, which is probably about like this part right here. And they can have a spread from as small as 15 centimeters, roughly 6 inches, to as wide as almost 40 inches, which is, I think, 100 centimeters. Now, as I mentioned, one of the finicky reasons that they have is they are sensitive to lime and water, just like Calatheas and Marantas. So and I think chlorine bothers them too. So with that, you would have to filter your water to water them. I think you can give them bottled water too, as long as it's not like chlorinated bottled water. And this guy, when I'm paying attention, he'll get watered about every 8 days. And that seems to be like his good place. Oh, that's a new one growing there. We'll take these because it doesn't matter to the cat grass if those are in it. And I'll also link in the bio to the video where we first got this guy, and I think there's a repot video too of him as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure there is. But yeah, as you can see, like it's a rhizome type root. Rhizomes are in here. And clear a little more dirt out of the way, you can see. yeah, rhizome type root. And you have to propagate them or get more of them through divination, not divination, dividing and separating. Pretty funny, divination. Can't speak today. And that's pretty good there. We'll pick this up because we're going to use that for cat grass. Take this stuff here because we will be giving him some more earthworm castings. Ugh. My nice chunky soil. Now when it comes to fertilizer, he gets done about twice a month. I use the Schultz all-purpose. You can use other kinds of all-purpose too. You can also use the fertilizer that's strictly for green plants. They like that stuff too. I'm not sure about the other fertilizers. I didn't really see anything about the other ones, so I don't think it would be wise to use them for the just in case. Close these. We don't want to close now. Why? Put you there like that. You only want to close halfway. Yeah. See? That fits right nice in there. Now I clean this guy so far since it's been a year since I've owned him. Or no, it's only been 6 months since I've owned him. I've cleaned him once in that 6 months. And they say you're supposed to clean him at least twice a year to ensure, well, I'm going to clean him again because there's probably going to get dirt on him from this. So I'll be cleaning him, but according to what I could find, you're supposed to clean them twice a year to ensure they get the optimum amount of photosynthesis for their leaves. I get my little shovel to get dirt in the middle here. There we go. Yeah, because when your plant's leaves are dirty, they're not getting the proper amount of sunlight. And if they don't get the proper amount of sunlight that they need, they won't grow right, and then you'll have all kinds of issues down the road. We don't want that for our plants. Now, like Calatheas and Marantas, these guys are high humidity plants, and he cannot handle the wood stove at all. So I keep him upstairs in my bedroom, where it's probably the second most humid room in my house, next to my oldest. This is place, her bedroom, and it's mostly because I've turned it into a little higher, and that's mostly because I've turned it into a high humidity room, mostly because, well, I'm trying to keep my plants alive, and Jack won't let me put plants in his room. My oldest won't let me put plants in his room. So at this time of year, I'll miss this guy about once a week. But during the winter time when my wood stove is going, I'll probably miss him about every 2 days. In the spring and fall, when some days the oil is on, some days it's not, I might miss twice a week. Depending on, like today he'll be getting misted because my oil is on. Now, in the wild, they do prefer shade, like part sun, part shade. Like they like morning light, but not evening light. So My bedroom is a south-facing window, but he's about 1, 2, 3, 4 feet away from it, and he has a grow light to help him grow, which is, okay, 4 feet is about 120 centimeters away from a south-facing window, and he seems to do fine. Like, he's not too squabbly. Like, he hasn't gotten taller, but he did seem to spread out more. Now, ideal temperatures for these guys are between 18 and 30 degrees Celsius. I forgot to figure out what that is in Fahrenheit, because I did notice that when I go through my analytics, I have been getting some like American viewers, and I keep forgetting to figure out what the temperatures are in Fahrenheit. It'll be on the bottom here. I'll put it down here, so then that way, and I'll try to remember the next time I do a how-to video to include the Fahrenheit. But yes, those are the ideal temperatures. If you're in a hardiness zone 9B or higher, he can go outside year-round. But unfortunately, here in Cape Breton, where I'm between a 5A, 5B, he can only go outside between June and September, if it's nice. Like, sometimes we do have cold springs and cold falls. Now, when it comes to soil, the type of soil I just put in it is a mixture of orchid bark, tropical, and perlite. And a lot of my plants do like that. Tropical soil is one of its favorites, but it can also handle coco coir and peat. I would stick more towards the coco coir, mostly because it's sustainable, while peat, they like decimate swamps and areas for it. So I would stick with the coco coir if you don't have tropical as an option. They are sensitive to drafts. He does not like a drafty window. And of course, when it comes to pests, like you've seen all the thrips damage. Thrisp is the #1 pest. They can also be plagued with mealybugs and spider mites. I just had a small spider mite infestation on my last plant shopping video that I did, the Sydney one. The Calathea Maui Queen had spider mites. The day before it was going to come out of quarantine, I found spider mites on it. And I just went, "You are the weakest link, goodbye." And I chucked it. I was like, no, it was less than $20. Go away. I don't want to deal with spider mites. And I have no problems chucking a plant that has spider mites. I can only think of maybe 3 or 4 plants that if they did get spider mites, I wouldn't chuck them. But it would be, I'd be devastated and like, we have to fumigate. But no. Some of the most common problems with these guys is, of course, the browning leaves or leaves turning yellow. That is a low humidity or an underwatering issue, like dry soil, which I did have that this summer because I wasn't paying lots of attention to my plants because I lost a few. Yeah, I lost my large leaf nerve plant. I lost my 15-year-old Norfolk pine. I wasn't all that upset over it when I think about it because that one was a gift from my ex-husband, so it's like. And I lost my Majesty palm too. I overwatered him. Yeah. So that explains the crisping. Brown spots, like specifically brown, that is from environmental stress or pest. So like, that's pest. usually on when it's on the underneath, it's pest. But if the brown spots are on the top, it's possibly sunburn, a rot of some kind. But if they're black spots, that's a fungal infection. And what were the fungal infection culprits that were named specifically for these guys was Alternaria and Corispora. And one of the best ways to get rid of them is with neem oil. I wouldn't have thought neem oil because I usually use my neem oil to keep the wisp away and get rid of them. But yeah, that helps with fungal infections. Now, would I recommend this plant to first-time plant owners? Absolutely not. No. The only reason why I keep getting like these really hard plants is because they're non-toxic to cats. But the thought has occurred to me, like just right now, my suicidal cat is passed on. Will I get some toxic plants? I don't know. The only one that I can think of that is toxic that I will probably get is my Papel's pothos. I had given that to a co-worker of mine, and I'm probably going to ask her for some clippings. I won't ask for the whole plant back, because in case she loves it or whatnot, but I'll ask for some clippings and somewhat have Papel's plant back. But yeah, no, I would not. No. If with the lime issue, the humidity issue, the watering issues, no, this is something where you have to be like a medium plant owner. You have to know what you're doing to understand and make sure that this guy will live to a ripe old age. Cat hair is stuck and won't come out. There. And oh, another thing too, after you've repotted your plant, don't water them right away. Let them sit for a day or half a day, like for a little bit. Like say, because he was watered a few days ago, I might let him sit and let the roots adjust and then water him tomorrow. Otherwise, you can shock your roots if you water them right away. So you gotta give them time. Yeah. No, but I do love my Triostar. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, you can always give me a thumbs down. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But if you really like the video, subscribe. And as always, live long. Oh my God, my hands are dirty. Live long and plant on.